Hello everyone, it's Thursday the 5th of October. This is Diana at Warriors Ukrainian with the latest news. Let's start again with the latest figures. Have a look at the number of personnel eliminated since the start, nearly 300,000. So since yesterday, an extra 580 of them are history, should have stayed at home. We have 12 tanks gone, 26 armored combat vehicles, history, 31 artillery systems gone, 2 multiple launch rocket systems gone, 8 drones shot out of the sky, 18 vehicles and fuel tanks are history, and 2 pieces of special equipment are now gone. There were explosions in the Kursk region last night, which led to blackouts. And here we have some interesting news, but not really surprising. Russia transferred 14 ships of the Black Sea Fleet from Sevastopol to Novorossiysk. I wonder why. And now, for the latest news from the Kremlin Clown School. We didn't start the war in Ukraine. Putin once again tried to say something at the Valdai Club. There was a time when Russia wanted to join NATO, but NATO doesn't need such a country. Cooperation between Russia and China was not built against anyone. It's constructive. At the beginning of the 21st century, everyone thought that the world had learnt its lessons from World War II. Well, I would say everybody except Putin. The economic situation in Europe is much worse than in the USA. We have a record low unemployment of 3%. We stand for justice for all. The era of exploitation is in the past. No one was going to listen to Russia. The arrogance of the West was simply off the charts. Well, this dictator also advocated the gradual reform and expansion of the UN Security Council. He argued this by saying that the USSR often used the right of veto, but this did not lead to conflicts. Odessa is a Russian city and a little bit Jewish, says Putin. Roll up your bunker lip, Putin. Odessa and Cuban are both Ukraine. And more about what we talked about last night. Here we have footage of the fierce battle with the Russian occupiers in Crimea. Arten, Special Forces fighters of the Defense Forces of Ukraine, landed on the western coast of the peninsula, as well as on the Tendrive and Kinburn Spits. Quote, "This is not the first and not the last operation of the Security and Defense Forces of Ukraine on the Crimean Peninsula. Most of them will become known only later. This is a systematic, planned, and coordinated work of all involved units. The enemy will feel the consequences of our work for a long time." And here we have Berislav. You can see a direct hit to the hospital in Kherson. This afternoon, the Russians launched KABs from aircraft. Air bombs hit the hospital building. The 4th floor was completely destroyed. Another one was partially destroyed. Ambulances were also damaged by enemy fire. 2 paramedics were injured. The ambulance driver suffered a broken leg and a head wound, and the paramedic received a concussion. Absolutely disgusting. And so, today, the Russian army dropped 5 glide bombs on Berislav and filmed it all on video from drones. One of the aerial bombs hit a hospital. The rest hit different parts of the city, including residential areas. A video distributed by Racist shows air bombs landing on high-rise buildings. Racist creatures. Russia is a country of pus. And here we have footage showing the moment the bombs arrived at the hospital and the emergency medical aid station in the Kherson region. Another military object, was hit around noon today. And so, today, the Russian army dropped 5 glide bombs on Berislav and filmed it all on video from drones. One of the aerial bombs hit a hospital. The rest hit different parts of the city, including residential areas. A video distributed by Racist shows air bombs landing on high-rise buildings. Racist creatures. Russia is a country of pus. Kherson is being bombed every single day, so you won't be surprised when I tell you this morning the invaders shelled Kherson. 2 people died, including a utility worker who was trimming the trees. You may have read today about a cafe being hit. There are now officially 50 people dead. According to preliminary information, the cafe was hit by an Iskander missile. The law enforcement officers suspect that someone from the local area directed the Russian strike at the object because the hit was very accurate. The missile attack became the most massive in terms of the number of casualties in the Kharkiv region since the beginning of the full-scale invasion of the Russian Federation. So let's look at the Shahed figures for today. 24 out of 29 Shaheds were destroyed over Ukraine last night. A very good job, I must say. And now I have some good news for you. 19 Ukrainian children were returned from the occupied territories today. This was announced by the founder and head of the Save Ukraine organization, Nikolai Kuleba. According to him, the Save Ukraine team has already returned 196 children to Ukraine. Keep them coming.
It does worry me, but I know there are a majority of members of the House and Senate in both parties who have said that they support funding Ukraine. With your, I'm going to be announcing very shortly a major speech I'm going to make on this issue and why it's critically important for the United States and our allies that we keep our.
And this is what the defensive trenches of the Russians look like in Feodosia. Our favorite partisans, Artesh agents, made their way to the fortifications of the invaders, which are located near the village of Primorsky. This is very close to Feodosia. According to the partisans, the occupiers are actively digging trenches and placing so-called dragon's teeth. And now to Spain. Spain will transfer 6 launchers for Hawk anti-aircraft missile systems to Ukraine.
Як ваш
Thank
настрій,
you,
пане
Spain.
президент?
The German company Rheinmetall has donated Surveil Spire systems to the defense forces to combat drones. Observation towers with day and night vision cameras, autopiloted mini drones for patrol flights, and a control center are what is included in this experimental system. Designers hope for its effectiveness in real conditions. And talking about Germany, German Chancellor Scholz promised Zelensky another Patriot air defense system. Well done, Germany. And to finish, let's go to the Kharkiv region. Together with the president and the team, they visited the 15th Mobile Border Unit of the brigade-type Steel Border. It was nice to see the guys effectively destroying the Russians. Special thanks for the work of the FPV kamikaze pilots. They are very cool at Steel Border. I enjoy the videos on which Russian equipment is on fire. They talked about the situation at the front and the need to destroy even more enemies. The commander of the Steel Border is the hero of Ukraine, Colonel Valery Padytl. He defended Mariupol Azovstal. He was held captive in Olenivka, where he was returned last autumn. Real warriors. The 113th and 125th separate brigades of the Territorial Defense Forces of the Ukrainian Armed Forces also visited. These heroes hold important areas of the front. It was nice to shake hands with the soldiers. A meeting was held regarding the security situation on the Kupiansk-Lyman section. They listened to General Siersky's report on defense in Kharkiv region, offensive actions in Bakhmutsky and other directions. Also, reports of local SBU and national police leaders. Glory to our heroes. And that's all the news for today, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you found it enjoyable and informative. We hope you like it, and welcome your comments at the end, of course. And you've subscribed. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or